what to talk about, but I know I want to run my mouth. So let's get straight to it. Outfit fresh as fuck, clean as fuck, clean as fuck, clean as fuck, clean, clean as fuck. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Face, we know what it is. Vibe, my energy right now, I give myself a solid 8.9, really 9.5. If I'm being, you know what I'm saying? But damn, it's something I want to talk about. I can't even fucking remember. I hate when that shit happens because it be shit I be wanting to say and dive into, but then but I be in my bed. You know what I'm saying? Like it be shit I want to dive into and like really dissect, but I be in my bed with my bonnet on. And it's like I'm not finna. I'm gonna tuck that, and then when it's time for me to talk about it, I didn't completely forgot the shit. Completely forgot the shit. But you know, there is something I do want to talk about, so I'm gonna talk about this because this been on my mind. I really love brain rot. I think brain rot is peak intellectualism. I swear to God, brain rot culture and like brain rot memes and like brain rot, just everything that comes out of the brain rot ecosystem, I think is peak intellectualism. And I think the people who don't understand it are just older, and that's it. I don't even think it's deeper than that. I think they're just older, and I think that the what they found humorous in their younger years is different than ours because it's reflective of their time period. Our time period is so much. They come from a time where they was, you know, fed media. They were fed it. They were fed it. Now we consume it. They were fed it. If that makes sense. They were fed media. Their media came through very channeled means, very physical means. You know what I'm saying? Now, because everything's digital, we consume it. It's not so much that it's fed to us, even though it still is, of course, but we consume it in the sense that we are also searching for it. Like, and we have so much access to it that it is brain rot. It's literally like the definition in itself is perfect. It is literally, my brain is rotted because I'm looking at a video of a child dying in Palestine, and then I'm watching a twerk video, and then I'm watching an advertisement for Dr. Pepper, and then I'm watching what happened in Sudan, and then I'm watching what's going on in Jamaica, and then I just seen the Met Gala just happen, and then, you know, this black film is about to get created, but then also, you know, justice for the citizens in Missouri. It's like, and then Trump. I ain't even got to nothing political yet in American politics, but it's like, it's so much shit that it's like brain rot. I think, okay, I'm so excited because this has been on my mind. Brain rot is peak intellectualism. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you what a basic brain rot meme is. I mean, obviously, if you know, you know, but I still want to break it down just because of the wide claim I'm making. But the most basic brain rot meme is a random fucking picture of a random person. Why? Because it doesn't matter. Let's just use fucking that girl from the Soulja Boy video with the headphones, right? Her with the headphones, smiling with her hair blowing in the wind, right? It'll be that picture, a random picture of a random person, and then the words will be something like, when life gets so hard, you dissociate for the past year, and you look up and it got worse. And then it'll be a random fucking song, like a Chief Keef song or something. And I mean, to an older person, it's like, what? Even as I say it out loud, it's like, bro, what? Like, that's funny to you? But it's not so much that it's, the joke isn't the joke in itself. It's not a punchline. It's not a knock joke. The reason it's funny is because it's talking about a real emotion while cosplaying it behind a goofy, silly, fun picture. And I think it's interesting that we have this like kind of self-deprecating humor. Like brain rot is kind of self-deprecating, but it's also liberating because the humor is the misery. But the fact that in our generation we can even acknowledge the misery says a lot. The fact that we can even acknowledge how stupid politics is in America, like a lot of like the political jokes, a lot of the political brain rot memes are funny as fuck. But the fact that as citizens, not people outside the country, but as citizens, we can recognize it and humorize it in this new way, and it be so stupid that people think we don't know what's going on. We know what's going on. Younger people know what's going on. Young 20-somethings know what's going on. Like, nobody's dumb. Just because a person is not posting about a bunch of shit, or just because a person may not be a quote-unquote activist, which I don't know what the fuck a nigga activating, but whatever. But just because a person isn't performing political knowledge does not mean that a person does not know what's going on. I know what's going on. I choose to keep my mouth shut because it's just easier that way. And a lot of times, I'm not going to lie, when it comes to the topic of politics, people start to act stupid in the same way that people act about Jesus. Because it's a coding inside of you. It's not an actual, like, the people with strong political beliefs, it's the same religious code that you have inside of you. It's the same religious code as people who just will die for Jesus. It's like, okay, you can't tell a diehard Christian anything about religion. It don't matter if you could have the oldest book that talks about how, you know, the mythology of the Bible and the history and the historical context, and, you know, what stories they, you know, the other deities before you could tell them all of these historical facts, this knowledge, this information, and that Christian will look at you and be like, and I feel like when it comes to people with super strong political beliefs in this campaign, I feel like they're the same way. It's like you could give them facts. Well, did you know that this person endorsed this person and they also funded the same genocide you fighting against, but you saying to vote for this person? Well, did you know? But because they have such strong political beliefs, they'll just ignore everything you said, make it sound like hoopla, and continue to try to push their narrative onto you. That is what Christians do. They ignore everything you say and try to push their narrative onto you. So just because the kids may not be voting, just because the kids may not be fucking going to presidential debates and debacles, and just because they might not be showing up in a very traditional way, might I add, politically, does not mean that they don't know that the shit a hot mess. It don't take a rocket science to see the shit is a hot mess. It don't. And that's why, like, people who be talking, like, I don't know, like, when you start dealing with people who think they are so intellectual, I'm telling you, the more up and the more intellectual you get, the stupider you get, man, because you start to forget core principles, bro. And I'm not talking about like real education, but I mean, like, you know what, better yet, I'm not talking about education, I'm talking about indoctrination. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about education, because I am for education. I believe in education. Excuse me. Maybe not the current forms of education, but I do believe in further education. But the indoctrination that a lot of intellectual people are under, indoctrination, doctor, I need to look into that etymology, but whatever. The indoctrination a lot of people are under politically, religiously, just socially, they can't begin to understand brain rot. But brain rot is peak intellectualism. Brain rot covers everything from political views to religious beliefs to spiritual awakenings to just everyday life to, work life to relationship life to brain rot talks about everything to actual just being brain rotted and like your brain being fried, the stress of this world and this digital age, the pressure you feel from society to keep up, and just all of these things that people don't want to talk about. That's why brain rot is peak intellectualism, because it's all the things people do not want to talk about. All of those things I just named are things that people generally don't want to talk about, like losing their wife, find out their partner's cheating, fucking not voting, all the pitfalls of society is what brain rot talks about. So I really love brain rot. I love brain rot music. I love brain rot memes. I love brain rot videos. I am brain rotted. I'm a child of brain rot. I've had an iPhone since I was in fucking middle school. No, I've had an iPhone since I was in elementary school. I had an iPhone since I was in elementary school. I think I was in like 4th or 5th grade, maybe 3rd, I don't know, but I had an iPhone. I've had a phone, period, but I've had an iPhone since elementary school. That's a long fucking time. I've been on social media apps since middle school. That's a long fucking time. I've been online longer in my life, more than I've been offline. So yes, in a sense, my brain is fried. My brain is rotted. So all of those jokes and memes, they make sense to me, and I love them and I appreciate them, and they make me feel seen. So don't trash brain rot. Just try to understand